Hey guys, how's it going today? Can you guys hear me? Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody, depending on where you are in the world. Good morning, Vietnam. How's it going, everybody? So, a lot has happened, huh? Tons has happened. Are a lot of you guys in who's still holding a position from over 10K? Give me a hello. Who shorted it and made a crap ton of money? Hey yo, not me, because I was in bed. But you know what? Freaking Eric Cho and like Johnny, they just kept blowing up my DMs, and my phone happened to be by my legs, like near my crotch. So my crotch just kept vibrating. So I'm like waking up to Johnny and Eric in my pants vibrating. So it was kind of weird. And they just kept blowing it up, right? So I just naturally happened to wake up. So the first thing we should always do whenever we open up CoinMarketCap is check out BitConnect, okay? Just to see how BitConnect is doing, because we're always wondering how BitConnect is doing. Wow, not bad. BitConnect only dropped about 10% despite the massive drop right now. You know, it fell from a whopping $431 to about $1.81, right? In just, you know, two months about. So I don't think now is the best time to enter BitConnect, but I'll keep you guys tuned over the next few months and we'll talk about BitConnect then, okay? Heyo! So no, I'm just joking, guys. Please don't ever buy BitConnect, okay? Buying BitConnect is as bad as buying, like, ooh, I was gonna talk crap about a coin, but no, not today. So let's get serious now, all right? I'm just slapping myself a few times in the face, stacked myself. Oh yeah, I feel good now. I'm just waking up. Feels fantastic right now. What's up, Bitcoin? So let's get serious now. 24-hour volume, we're at about $7.9 billion. Yesterday, $7 billion. The day before, 8.7 billion. Historical data is showing that the volume is heavily increasing right now, which generally shows one of two things. One, people are interested in buying it, or two, the volume is, majority of it is from sell-offs, right? So if you guys were paying attention to my previous videos, I was drawing this. Draw a very nice support line, something like that, right? Something like that. I don't want to get too detailed with it. And I mentioned that, okay, if we break these two critical areas right here, and we also break the 200 moving average on the daily chart, then we're screwed. We're completely screwed, and we should probably just sell our kids, sell our dog, mortgage the house, get rid of the wife, and probably short Bitcoin. Did any of you guys do that? I'm probably gonna visit my bank tomorrow and see what they would take for my dog there. So we broke this, guys, and one of two things was gonna happen that I kept mentioning, right? We were either gonna break up or break down with conviction. And I mentioned if we broke these three key areas, there was going to be a vicious sell-off. And that happened, right? And someone asked me, hey, if we actually broke it, where would we possibly target? And I mentioned specifically that we would probably target around this region here, close to it, in the 0.618 Fibonacci level. We didn't quite get there, but pretty darn close, okay? So I've got some good news and some bad news. Let's take a look at all the indicators. Daily chart still has a long ways to go. Tons. So what you guys should have done, honestly, was as soon as it broke right here, you should have entered a short position and targeted roughly the 0.618 Fib region. You would have set your stop loss slightly above right here, right? The 618 Fib region was around 82. You would have been in profit almost 8%. That's a really big profit. So you have to focus on being a reactive trader. When stuff like this goes down, you've got no choice but to react to the market, cut your losses for your long position, and go with the trend. Just remember that the trend is your friend, all right? So I do see it stabilizing around 82, 8300 for now, and I'll go over why. So we look at the RSI. Let's go through every single indicator one by one. The lowest that we've seen the RSI in a very long time on, for example, a 12-hour chart here is right where we are right now. Would you guys agree? Roughly to where we are right now is where the Rsi support is found. So that's kind of good news, right? On the 6-hour chart here, we're seeing it extremely oversold right now. Not only is it oversold, but we're actually reaching some pretty decent Rsi supports as well. Always treat your Rsi as support and resistances as well. On the 4-hour chart, we are extremely oversold as well, reaching some key support areas. So if we happen to break well below these RSI supports, we might be in a lot of trouble. But the Elliott wave count, it disagrees that it's going to go down a lot further, okay? So we look at the RSI support on 3-hour, we're pretty much right there as well. Right before the December 17, right? That was the lowest RSI support. But since then, even on February 6, it only reached around this level. So I'm looking pretty hopeful. The way we try to look at RSIs like this, guys, we try to see where it's parabolically changing and curving upwards, right? So here it's clearly curving down, but here we're actually seeing a different slope. Now the question is, will we see a different type of slope where it's going to eventually arch back upwards like this? And the answer is probably, for a little while at least. Okay, so notice right here, if we draw a line, it's kind of curving like this, right? Now it's not just going to drop like that. That's impossible because that would go to the negative. So the good logical conclusion is that it's going to curve upwards like that eventually over time. So on a 2-hour chart, it's so far away, guys. If you look at the MACD, look at the MACD right here. It is so far away from the 0 line that on the histogram, it's actually starting to level off as well. And that's usually a good sign. When it levels off like that, it implies that the moving averages, the MACD, moving average convergence divergence, eventually wants to snap back to 0. And here, I have a feeling that we're going to end up seeing bullish divergence on the 1-hour chart very soon, something like that. And that's going to be a good sign. On the 45-minute chart, not really much information. 30-minute chart looks like it's about to cross over sometime soon. Maybe one more little step down to 82, 8300, then we're going to have liftoff. Now, I want to show you guys the Elliott wave count. The Elliott wave count is pretty awesome, actually. So here's how we do it. Let's do it like this, okay, guys? You have waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's just pretend that only waves this form right here. Actually, let's just draw it like this to make it better. Okay, you got this right here, and you're like, okay, that's not good either. I gotta draw it higher up. So let's say you have something like this. You have waves 1 and 2 formed, and then you wait for the break. Wait for the wave 1 break to short it. And the way you would target it is like this. You would target a 1-to-1 extension right here, first of all. And then the one bounces upwards. As soon as it breaks this line again, you short it more. And then this one you target 1618. It's kind of a magical thing that happens. So check this out, guys. This is going to blow your mind how accurate it was actually. So check this out. Let's say that this was waves 1, 2, 3, 4 et 5, mes amis. Est-ce que vous parlez le français? Anybody speak French? I like Frenchies. So look at this, guys. Ooh, look at what it hit. Did it hit a 1-to-1 extension right here? Yes, sir. It sure did. Did it hit a 1618 extension? Yes, sir. It sure did. So that's how easy it was to play, right? So you could have shorted it from there, or you could have even shorted it when it broke the 9400 range. You would have made some killer profit for each downtrend. So if you shorted it there, you would have set your stop loss slightly higher than it, targeted 1-to-1. Boom, 9% profit. If you shorted it from here, when it broke the wave 3 territory, targeted 1618, boom, you would have made yourself another 8% profit. So in the past few days, you could have made a 17% profit. Did I play any of it? No, I didn't play any of the BTC shorts. Too busy accumulating right now because I'm not scared. I believe in the market and I've got my stop losses, but I'm pretty bullish long term still, right? So because we have a very nice 5-wave count with waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that have officially hit a 1-to-1 extension and a 1618 extension, I can only see this going down a tiny bit more, guys. Not only that, we always try to count 5 waves in the very last wave, and we actually see 5 waves already right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, something that happens a lot in the 5th wave is something like this, where it makes 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. It makes a flat within the 5th wave. because it has moved too far and too fast in a little time. So the fifth wave ends up making 5 waves right in the first wave, and then in the fifth wave itself, it actually makes 5 more waves as well. So I'm expecting it to make some sort of flat before it bounces. Now we need to go over candles as well, okay? On the 12-hour chart doesn't show much, but we have to take this as actually a bullish candle. We see this as like a doji with the bulls actually trying to react by defending and pushing it up. And the volume is very indicative as well that the bulls are getting very interested in the market. If we look on a 3-hour chart, we actually see a bullish spinning top here in the bottom. It's a really, really good candle actually. There's bullish spinning top. In fact, in 2 hours, if this closes just like this, what we're gonna get is a pair of candles called a tweezer bottom. And a tweezer bottom implies that there's small little tweezers that are poking through with wicks. And with these wicks, it implies that the bears have attempted to push it down, but they weren't quite successful, hence the name tweezer bottoms. $500, I don't know about that, Cyber Momo. Doesn't seem like it's possible. A 6-hour candle, 2 candles to go. Some doji, but it fell nasty. Yeah, here, because the wave count wasn't quite finished yet. So it was quite obvious that it wasn't going to come down yet. You got to make sure that we incorporate things like Elliot wave to give us a better idea, and it improves our technique of catching the bottom. So there's a lot of volume here, guys, tons of volume. Right, the 2-hour candle is kind of the one that gives it away right now. This here is called a tweezer bottom. Let me just Google it for you guys so you can see. All right, so this is called a tweezer bottom right here, right? So we get a, that's not even a tweezer bottom. I have no idea why they're calling it that. Right here. That's like a tweezer bottom formation. The red and the green can be reversed. It doesn't really matter too much as long as it shows like that. Here's tweezer bottoms as well, right? So you get a lot of different kinds of candles that will indicate where it could be. So tweezer bottoms, 2 tiny little wicks like that, exactly like it's how it sounds, tweezers. So the 2-hour candle is giving it away a lot right now, combined with Elliot wave, combined with Rsi, that we're finding very temporary support. Now, the way I'm seeing this all together is like this. I see it as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with the truncated 5th wave or double top, however you guys want to call it. And I see this as waves 1 or A, okay? I'm looking for an ABC. I'm looking for some sort of ABC in the short term. Now the C has many different characteristics. So C can fall, C characteristics. It could truncate, be truncated, meaning falls short of A. It can create a double bottom. It can do a normal zigzag, 1-to-1, and it can be extended. But the thing about Bitcoin is it does not like extended C waves. So this one is almost not a possibility. So the way we're going to gauge how bullish this retracement is this, okay? Let's assume that it bounces from somewhere near the 618 Fibonacci level. So if it bounces somewhere, let's just say it might get a tiny bit lower, just a little bit lower, okay? We can't see it in oversold zones for this long. We're going to take our Fibonacci and see how high it retraces. Now the last thing we want is to get a Fibonacci where it only hits roughly the, say, the 236 level. That'll be just disaster. Horrible. So the bulls have to start coming in here to at least, for example, a 0.5 Fibonacci level. I'm hoping for it to hit at least a $1,000 or $10,000, okay? But we also have to make note of this as well. That was previously a hard support. Now it's going to be a hard resistance as well. So just something like that in here. Yeah, sure, I'll draw like that. That's good enough for me. Like that, okay? Just something like this. So if we see this, you know, the last thing we want is for it to only hit this line right there and then start our C coming down. So right now, I'm actually tempted to get into a long position. I'm just going to wait until the 2-hour candle closes and probably another 1-hour candle to see how it goes. So I'm going to probably end up targeting something bullish. This is just me though, right? I don't mind getting stopped out. I don't mind taking a risk, risking 1%, stopped out, risking 1%, stopped out, risking 1%, stopped out. And then on the very last trade, like the 4th one, I finally get it right. And then I make like an 8, 9, 10% trade. which is really acceptable to me. We have to remember that we always have to take these chances. If we don't take these chances, what's going to end up happening is, well, you got to take chances, because without risk, there's no possibility of reward, right? So let's say that we end up retraced into something fairly decent, like a 0.5 Fibonacci level. Now the C wave is very complicated. We can get one that falls very short, which was the flavor of the month in December, and in actually all the way from September to December. We ended up getting a lot of truncated C positions. We could get a double bottom, which would be ideal, and the worst case scenario is we end up getting a 1-to-1 extension of the ABC. If we end up getting a 1-to-1 extension, and say it only goes up to the 382 level right here, you guys are going to see some more vicious sell-offs. And a 1-to-1 extension right here basically brings us back to our 6K scenario where we retest it, right? So unfortunately, my 6K scenario is back on the table, guys. That's right, 6K scenario is back on the table. So right now, I'm very tempted to enter a position, okay? I'm tempted to enter just because I would like to take these risks. Without taking risk, there's no possibility of reward. I don't mind shooting for about a 12% gain right there. If I go for a 12% gain, I'll just stop myself up slightly below it. I mean, I'll risk 3%. That's a pretty decent risk to reward. 3.26, right? Definitely a pretty decent risk to reward in my opinion. So this is the bullish scenario where we end up retracing right there. And then there's the bearish scenario as well, where we don't retrace at all or barely, and we simply just slam back down. So some key things to watch out for right now is a 2-hour chart in my opinion. This one's just about to close fairly bullishly in my opinion, right? The volume is heavily supporting it. This bullish spinning top combined with the tweezer right here is showing that there's a lot of support. The volume as well, especially. And you know, you look at these other charts right here, like the 30-minute chart, it doesn't look like this is just going to drop down. It looks like it's going to find some level of support very, very soon. So despite us falling and dropping off of a cliff, I do feel like we're still looking fairly bullish, guys, overall. I mean, on the daily chart, we're just in between the 55 EMA, or sorry, the 200 moving average, but I'm okay with this. A lot of analysts like Tony Vase has mentioned that we're most likely going to have a 2 to 5 day sell-off. That's fine to me. Let's look on the weekly chart. We've got 3 more days to go for the weekly chart. We haven't even come close to anywhere into incredibly like touching the EMA yet. I think it was hovering around the 21 EMA last time I checked. Excuse me. No, maybe it was the 55. Yeah, the 55. So this week right now, guys, if the week finishes off in 3 days with this type of candle or worse, it's going to be a nasty correction. We have to remember that right now, as it stands, this candle is called a bearish engulfing candle, right? So not looking the best whatsoever. So I do expect a small bounce upwards. The only question is how much. We need to get a fairly good bounce upwards, or else, guys, we're going to end up seeing some massive corrections. So this candle right here is known as a doji or an inverted hammer, however you take it. This is a very bullish candle. Not only that, it's green, right? Big distinguishment between green and red right now. This little green side, it shows that, hey, at least the bulls are defending and they're trying very hard to push it upwards. So yeah, I mean, there's no perfect time to enter. You guys got to keep in mind, okay? There's no perfect time at all. So you constantly have to take these risks, because without the risk, there's absolutely no possibility of reward. My opinion of EOS is that it's I made a video earlier about EOS. Let's touch up on the altcoins as soon as we finish with this right now. So if we fall down lower, guys, where is the next support, right? Next support region is clearly at the fib level right here. 8,000 to 8,200. That is the next support region. Now, if that doesn't hold, guys, it's going to be free fall. Honestly, if the 8K range doesn't hold, yeah, we got like a cluster of stuff in here. But if that doesn't hold, I'll see you guys right around here, okay? Like, then we'll have blown past this region all over here. Put it that way. then the next region would probably be about right here for support, which is around the 7K range, 7,200 to 7,500. So right now it's just a matter of, okay, let's say you entered a long position, right? You entered a long position, you're willing to take that chance right there, no problem at all. Well, the risk to reward is fairly decent in my opinion. As soon as we get a little bit more confirmation, in my opinion, I think it'd be pretty wise to enter on my end. I'll target, hey, a decent level. I'll target 9,600, set my stop loss literally right on par with this one at 8,300 on the nose. Willing to lose 3% to gain a possible 11.7%. Awesome. I'm down for that one, okay? Now let's say that this one fails. Okay, I'm down 3% now. And then it falls to the next support region over here. I enter another trade right here, okay? At around 8K. And then now my Fibonacci's moved a little bit lower. And let's say I target again. Okay, we're now going to target the same thing, 9,400 dead cat bounce level, assuming it could bounce. We set our stop loss again, slightly below it. This time maybe a 2% loss. Okay, darn, we got stopped at again. So now we're down 3% and we're down 5%, okay? That's 2 trades that we're now down. Now the last one here, we hit around this Fibonacci level here. Go for the same thing again, right? Set your stop loss slightly below the fib level. Now you're targeting a decent, 23% gain now, right? 23% gain. And hey, let's say this one is successful. Wicked. You just offset your loss there with a 23% gain and a 5% loss. So you're actually up 18%. All right. Let's say this one doesn't work out again and you're down another 3%. So you're 8% down total now. And on the very final one, it gets to 6K, we'll say. Right now we're targeting a dead cat bounce level again. Stop loss below 6K, slightly below 6K. Go for a dead cat bounce level. Here's a 35% gain. Wicked. You lost 8%, but now you've made it up right here with a 36% gain. So this is how I personally play. I play by taking chances all the time, and I'm 100% down to lose. And I know that I'm always going to lose eventually, right? It's inevitable, guys. But if you keep playing the game of probability, you are going to win over time. So as a good trader, or as any professional trader would do, they'll keep taking these chances. And when they take these chances, they will win over time. Or you guys can even enter a short position, right? Depending on your bias. It's really up to you guys to believe what you think. Personally, myself, I'm not in the mood to short Bitcoin because I'd rather take these small chances on longs and lose out on 1 to 2% every single time. But eventually when I do catch the bottom, I'm going to nail it and there's going to be a big chance to win. So I've gone over all the possible supports and I've gone over all the possible moves that it can make as well, right? So I hope that that is very clear as well right now. So yeah, let's take some questions, guys. I think I'm done my technical analysis for Bitcoin. I'm fairly neutral right now, but I believe that a bounce is going to happen more likely than an actual downtrend because I'm seeing more bullish signs than bearish signs now. And these bearish signs, or sorry, these bearish patterns, sorry, these bullish patterns are now completing. What do I think of NEO right now? Let's have a look. NEO, I don't think it's a really good time to be looking at NEO. There's a lot of FUD right now in the marketplace with the whole gas thing, if you guys have noticed, and the node consensus, right? There was a node failure where it was disagreeing on, I can't remember the exact story, but because of a node consensus issue, it wasn't agreeing on a lot of things. And when one node went down on top of Charlie Lee tweeting about it, it really hit the fan there. So what I see right now with NEO is it's hitting the 786 Fibonacci level, right? Which is fairly decent. Volume is definitely picking up as well here. We get a really nice candle, this previous one right here. This is a very nice bullish engulfing candle on NEO. So I'm tempted as well right now to pick up a little bit more NEO. Or not pick up a little more, but just generally pick up. We completely shot through the 618 and golden pocket region. A little bit of hesitation there. But now clearly the next support level is where we are right now. And the next support level after that. I mean, take a look at this, okay? This is NEO's support level right here. We see some major resistance here that's now acting as support. And then if this completely fails, see you guys at $63 right now. That's my thoughts for NEO. I don't really feel much for XRP. I feel that XRP is one of those coins that will do well later, but not right now. It's just too much issues right now in general. It's retraced very heavily already. It's one of the coins that has retraced a lot as well, like NEO, 786 level. Elliot wave counts are ugly. I feel like my issue with XRP is that it's not centralized, right? It's absolutely not centralized at all. The nodes that control XRP are going to be governed by the big central banks, and that makes entire sense for them to want control of it, since, well, they're dealing with a lot of money, right? So that's my big issue with XRP right now. Litecoin, okay. I don't really look at a lot of coins on Binance. I'm more of a, oh yeah, I forgot to talk about shorts versus longs, right? The longs are getting liquidated hard right now. Shorts actually ended up closing a lot of their positions right now, but they're slowly ramping up again. So Litecoin is definitely my top pick right now. It hit the exact level that I wanted to hit, right? If you guys remember from my previous videos, I've hitting the golden pocket range. Okay, let's clear all this up so you guys get a good idea. Litecoin right now is the best coin, in my opinion, to invest in because of this reason right here. If you take your Fibonacci extension tool, it has performed a perfect one-to-one extension for ABC. So that's why right after this video, I'm going to go buy a crap ton of Litecoin and just sit on it for like 3 months. Even if it goes down to like 120, I don't care. This is the perfect thing that you want. You want it to hit a one-to-one extension inside of the golden pocket right here. See? If you guys notice, the one-to-one extension happened to be right in between the golden pocket. So right now, this is accumulation phase for Litecoin. Guaranteed that a lot of people are going to be looking to get it. And Litecoin's target, if this holds, is going to be something very ridiculous in the short term. We're talking before May. We're talking about a target of roughly at least $307 on the conservative side, and on the aggressive side, we're looking at about $397. So I see Litecoin as my #1 pick for April and late May. I see it as doing something like this. Yeah, I'm guessing by about, yeah, by like April, by Mayish, I'm expecting Litecoin and their whole LitePay to clear up, right? There's been a lot of FUD with that LitePay going on, and they're sending out a lot of these emails that are not very supportive of LitePay or giving it clear direction. But you know what? That's cheaper Litecoin for us. So I do expect Litecoin to hit $400. Yeah, I expect it to make some all-time highs, because we have to think of it like this. Just because Bitcoin's correcting, it doesn't mean it's going to drag down every single coin. There are coins like in December, January that skyrocketed despite Bitcoin correcting. And we're talking about, you know, EOS, we're talking about IOTA, we're talking about Litecoin as well. There are many, many coins that ended up skyrocketing despite Bitcoin correcting. So yeah, Litecoin, I do expect it to hit anywhere up to $400 in the very short term. EOS. Honestly, you guys don't want to hear this, but EOS is like hurting right now, guys. It's really hurting right now. It broke this descending triangle, okay? It broke this descending triangle where the wicks are right here by a lot. Not only that, it has broken some major RSI support levels already. So we're talking about unforeseen RSI levels. So for example, that's the RSI support, right? All the way back in September 4th. And we breached it already pretty much, in my opinion, right? We look at the daily chart as well. It's just on a tear down. So the next levels of support that I see, just based on Fibonacci, oh geez, I don't even want to say it. Well, like we could be looking at it anywhere between $5.50 roughly. Actually not 5.50, who am I kidding? We're already there. Like it could be anywhere between $4.30 all the way to $5.36. I think EOS has got a lot of potential long term. It just doesn't change the fact that there's still a lot of issues with EOS that need to be hammered out right now, and it's parabolically moving down as well. I feel that, not feel, but I know that RSI doesn't look good, guys. I mean, you got to look at the RSI and how low it is right now, and a lot of buyers are not really rushing in yet right now, right? Out of all the candles, you're not really seeing a lot of bullish candles that are forming, right? The other candles we're seeing things like bullish engulfing candles, or we're seeing a series of tweezers as well that are forming. Here, nothing really. We got one doji candle, but it completely got wiped out and it meant absolutely nothing. So EOS right now, I'm not really too interested in it yet. I want to see how it plays out and maybe start accumulating if it hits 5.25 and under. And yeah, I'll definitely buy. I'll buy EOS. Keep in mind that we're talking about a coin that hit $18. So right now, even though it's a bloodbath, you guys gotta make sure that you take advantage of coins that are greedy, or you take advantage of coins where people are getting very fearful, right? Wow, you guys are just listing up. Do you guys have any questions about specific TA stuff rather than just coins in general? I'm not touching Tron. I wouldn't touch Tron with a 10-foot pole, to be very clear, just like IOTA. IOTA to me is one of those coins that has a face, a very good mask on right now, okay? Tons, and it's got like an awesome mask, and this mask is like Halloween, and they specialize in marketing, and then they forget to do things like make an actual wallet that works. Not really a big fan of coins like IOTA that can't even keep a wallet straight. I don't understand how you were so confident with the support at 8.2K. Well, based on Elliot Wave, it's very difficult for it to breach through there without making a small bounce. Not only that, it also has to correct a little bit upwards. Bitcoin has to correct upwards based on the Elliot Wave count, right? We have clearly defined 5 counts right here. Not only are they clear 5 counts, but they have also fit all of the parameters of a perfect algorithm play, hitting precise one-to-one extensions right here as the first target. Now the second target is right there. So based on Elliot Wave, we have officially completed 5 waves down. So for the people that don't know, Elliot Wave goes like this. There's A, B, and then there's C. And within A, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this one right here, it does a simple ABC corrective wave like that. So where are we in the process based on the count? We must be in an ABC correction right here, where B is going to happen somewhere, we don't know, and the C will be to be determined, and depending on where B retraces, that will determine how likely C will make one of those 4 criterias, such as a truncated C position to the a double bottom where A and C are on equal terms, a normal zigzag where we get destroyed and it ends up falling to these regions over here. Because if we get a normal zigzag, just as an example, we're going to get a very vicious sell-off, right? And this is where your 6K scenario comes in if we get like a dead cat bounce level right here. So it really depends on how far we move upwards. I mean, since I've made this video, we have already gone up $150, $200, right? So, I mean, look at the candles that are forming right now, guys. We're getting a series of pretty good candles, right? We got those. Think of it from the perspective of price action traders, guys. Okay, think of it from the perspective of price action traders. I was mentioning before that when these candles form on the 2-hour chart, that makes a tweezer bottom, the next candle will most likely determine what is going to happen in the market. So we got a series of bullish candle combinations of tweezer bottoms. That's why this one ended up spiking $150, $200 right now with fairly decent volume as well. Couldn't this be C and B creating a double top? Yeah, that's the bullish count. I know what you're saying. Okay, one person said this that's very clever. Not many people have said that before. What he was saying was, couldn't that be a B top? Okay, so my count is this right here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the alternate count that I have as a backup is this one right here, where this one goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But the reason why I don't accept this as an actual count is because this wave 4, it was too bullish. It was too bullish because it only retraced a 236 Fibonacci level. Didn't even touch the 382. Not only that, a wave 3 that impulsively moves that far up should have had much more time correcting as well. Also, breaking down this in here, it just didn't seem likely that a whole channel was going to be made in between waves 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So what one person is suggesting is that this is possibly a B right here, okay? That's definitely possible, but I don't see it as like this at all, simply because the other count of, you know, waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 just makes more sense to me. And this one, it is possible as well, but when I break this A wave down in here, it actually made a combination of many different W, X, Y combinations. It didn't make a 3-wave combination coming down, nor did it make a 5-wave. So this didn't make a 3-3-5 or a 5-3-5 coming down. This one makes sense though, and you're right about that, where it made an ABC for a 3-wave, and this one does make 5. But because this one here was a very odd count with WXY, I had to deduce that it wasn't a possible count, if that makes sense, right? Do you guys understand a lot of what I'm saying? I feel like I'm talking English, to be honest. Like, to me, this is my language, you know? This is how I talk to all my girlfriends, you know? It's like, hey, baby, you remind me of a Bitcoin because I think we're going to hard fork you. And if we don't hard fork you, I think I'm going to tank you. That's like my normal lingo with women. I forget how to talk to women, you know? I really do. I completely forget how to talk to women because I'm just so in love with the Bitcoin. So yeah. No, if you guys don't understand a lot of my terminology, you guys just gotta write them down, you know? You guys gotta write down the terminology and then just go to Google and just Google it until you understand it. And eventually, you guys are gonna understand the language and the money will just roll in, especially when you understand how to play the game of probability. But when you guys first start out trading, don't ever chase profit. Focus on good trading, okay? Focus on really good trading first of all, because if you focus on good trading, then eventually the profit is just a bonus of everything else. Yeah, the videos are always posted after this, absolutely. My wave 3 is too short. I'm not sure what you're referring to. You gotta be more specific. Wave 3 in A looks way too ridiculous, doesn't it? No, this is not my main count. This was just a count that someone suggested. This is my main count, with a truncated 5th position right here. And then this is my wave 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the count right there. That's my count. I only trade with $25,000. It's not really that much in Full Planet. I don't really chase profit anymore. I more so just play for fun. I'm done chasing profit. I'm here to help you guys out much more. I mean, I could just be day trading all day, you know, and basically just rack in the dough. But sometimes you get to a point where it's like, okay, I don't want to make any more money. I don't really care. I want to see these little baby whales succeed too, you know. It's much more fun to carry other people and help them out. But I'm going to be traveling a lot this year. You guys are going to see me work remotely. I'm going to go to Thailand in 2 months. I'm going to go visit my friend Mel. She wants to, and a bunch of friends actually. We're just going to go to Thailand and we're going to hang out there. Do you guys know Val? I don't think Val is watching my stream anymore, but I think her and I broke up. Yeah, I think her and I, you know, Val Coins? I think her and I kind of technically broke up online because it was weird. She's, you know, I bought her a bunch of dinners and I sent her, you know, Litecoins and stuff like that. And she sent all the Litecoin back to me yesterday. I was really surprised. I was like, why are you sending me all the Litecoins back? And yeah, I don't know why. So it's kind of like, okay, whatever, Val, if you want to be like that, I'll give someone else my Litecoin, okay? I'm just kidding. Am I kidding about her breaking up with me? No, I don't think we were really an item. We weren't really a thing. We were just kind of joking about it online. She's probably watching this right now. I just feel bad for saying that, but I'm like completely unfiltered. No pun intended, you know? You guys got to give it time. I mean, look, guys, we've upticked like $300 already since my video, right? We've upticked $300 already since my video, guys. Look at this candle. This is freaking awesome. That's forming right now. We're getting some really bullish candles, guys. I mean, all we gotta do is just get a series of some higher highs and we're gonna be golden. Look at that, guys. We're at 87.10 already. Like, this is freaking awesome. Hey, did anybody actually buy Bitcoin since the beginning of this video when I said I was gonna start buying it? It's too late for you guys to buy, just so you know. Yeah, I definitely look at 15 minutes. This is looking great. This is looking like a double bottom, right? This is looking like a double bottom right here. This is so nice. Nice job, 8,500. Way to go. I mean, I'm into neither coins right now. I'm not interested in girls online. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Bitcoin's at 87.50 already right now. Long versus shorts. Okay, let's get into that, my friends. You guys need to understand this table, okay? You guys need to understand this table called BTC longs versus shorts. Now, go to your trading view. Okay, go to your trading view. You type in BTC there, and two fields will come up: BTC longs and BTC shorts. So how do you read this? First of all, the long table here, you have to understand that there are many people that are holding long positions for a long time, right? Investors. So right now, what we see, just like a normal RSI, is that the longs are very, very oversold right now. So which implies that because it's oversold, it will eventually pick back up, right? So we just see this as how many Bitcoins total are in a long position. So here is 28,000 Bitcoins in a long. Here is about 18,000 Bitcoins in a short. What we see is that the Bitcoin shorts right now are getting liquidated. When it means liquidated, they don't really mean like getting liquidated like in a margin account, right? Or leveraging. What they mean is that the longs are getting closed, right? So we see right here, earlier it was at 18.8 thousand Bitcoins. Now it's at 18.4 thousand Bitcoins. So 400 Bitcoins in the span of about 2 hours have been closed for their short positions. So we use this as a gauge of market sentiment to see how many people are interested in a long position versus how many are interested in the short position. And right now what we see is that longs are starting to pick up, right? Right here. Like over 200-300 Bitcoins have gone long ever since we started seeing this. Forming a bear pennant. I'm not sure where is a bear pennant. I'm not sure where you were referring to and on what time frame as well. If I was Hydrogen, do you guys know Hydrogen? This is what Hydrogen would say. Hydrogen would be like, okay guys, I see a triangle because I see triangles everywhere and it's bullish. That's Hydrogen for you. Triangles everywhere. I'm Hydrogen. I see triangles everywhere and they're all bullish. I probably shouldn't be making fun of some people, but yeah, too late. It's true though. Some people are like, there's triangles freaking everywhere. It's like triangles here, triangles there, triangles everywhere. Here's a triangle for you. Here's a triangle for you. I'm fucking Oprah. Here's a triangle for everybody. Triangles all around. Yeah, triangles all bullish. So yeah. You could be. I mean, if we look at a triangle, actually, now that I'm done making fun of people with triangles, okay, I mean, this could be very likely to happen as well if we look at it like this, right? I mean, I personally would have liked to draw it like that, but now let's say we end up drawing it like that. Is that reasonable as well? No, it's not, because now we're taking, okay, some people would draw it like this, right? They're like, oh yeah, this is a triangle, but then you can't just ignore this point. Like, you got to be consistent with the way you're drawing your triangle. That's the most consistent way, right? You guys would agree with me. right here. So the next relevant major support is definitely where I mentioned earlier, around the 75 to 7,800 range. So anywhere along this line, okay, that would be a very relevant support to consider. I'm talking about like right here, if you guys see what I'm talking about. You guys know why Hydrant's got a bad reputation? It's because of his steam it. He just made bullish calls for like 2 months straight, and then when the market tanked on him, he just didn't own up to his calls, you know, and he kept making even more bullish calls, and then he chased his $400 per post steam it, right? I mean, you guys look at his steam it ever? He makes $400 a post on steam it, and he posts 10 times a day. So he's literally raking in $4,000 a day. Sure, I could have done that too. I've got more followers than him on Twitter and on YouTube, and I could have done that. But no, I'm not interested whatsoever. Okay, HK, thank you very much for that donation there. Does your LTC USD analysis translatable to LTC BTC in the fundamental sense? I'm limited to trade Litecoin and BTC because I'm in Hong Kong. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is very transferable as well. I just personally trade against USD, but we have to keep in mind that it's going to apply to pretty much every single pair that it trades as well. Even Ethereum, I would say. Ethereum right now is definitely following the trend as well. So yeah, like I'm really interested, guys. I don't know how else to say this. If you guys caught my last video, this is the most beautiful thing, okay? The most beautiful thing is if we get 5 waves going up. Now, it may not hold, right? It may not hold 100%, but this is the most beautiful thing in nature. And you guys have to understand how it applies. Fibonacci is so freaking beautiful, the 618 Fibonacci level. It's found everywhere in the universe, from the way our galaxies and universe is spiraled, to the way our DNA is helix in a coil, to the way seashells are shaped, you know, to the way tree branches are formed, to the way architects naturally design buildings as well, according to the Fibonacci level. So when we see this in nature, that is in the charts, where let's say this actually hits a 618 region, and we also see this right here getting to an exact 1-to-1 combination, we'll say. Okay, we'll say it goes right there, okay? Where if it does an exact combination of 100% move, like a 1-to-1 extension of ABC, right into this golden pocket, it basically means that the algorithms have set their target for buying and accumulating. And what we see right here is literally exactly that's happening. So we got to keep in mind that not every single coin is going to go down with Bitcoin, right? Just to give you guys an example, we know that Bitcoin started correcting on December 17. Look at what happened to Ripple, right? December 17 is when Bitcoin started correcting. Well, Ripple didn't give a crap. It was like a honey badger. Look at EOS as well, right? EOS just started to skyrocket despite this December 17 correction of Bitcoin. So December 17 was right here, right? Didn't give a crap. Sure, it fell down a little bit, but look what happened to EOS right after. It just skyrocketed as well. So I think that Litecoin is going to be one of those hedging coins that people are going to flock to. So yes, it will definitely 100% apply as well. It doesn't mean that it's going to hold. So my goal right now is to take, for example, I'm going to start buying heavily. Actually, I've already started. Who am I kidding, okay? I'm not going to deny that. I've been talking to Eric and Johnny all night, and we've been talking about buying. So I will buy all the way down, guys, to $137. Like, I won't give a crap. And I'm going to ride this Litecoin for a very long time. If I get stopped out, I'll probably end up setting my stop loss as something ridiculous, like $100, to be honest. Because I've got so much faith in Litecoin and Charlie Lee. I'm kind of like, I like Charlie Lee. I really like him. If I had to think of one person I'd like to spend a night with in a hot tub, it'd probably be him. No homo. Just hanging out in the hot tub and just chilling. Just chilling. It would be Charlie Lee. I'd have a lot of interesting questions to ask him. Thank you very much, Roger. I appreciate that. Phil, you said whatever in my heart. I lost a lot because I paid for his private coaching and he taught me the wrong thing. Lucky to have you. Well, Roger, we got to keep in mind that some people are in it for the money and some people are just genuinely interested to help out, right? So got to think of how people are monetizing their stuff. First of all, you make a lot of bullish calls and you get it right in a bullish market where everybody is seen as a genius. You rack up the followers on YouTube and on Twitter and on Steemit. And then if you got a base of 150,000 people that follow you, hey, you only need to sell to 1,000 people that pays $100 a month. So do the math, 100 people with 150,000 followers and only 1,000 people buy, well, that's $100,000 a month that somebody could profit. So some people are definitely in it for the money. Myself, I'm okay, guys. I'm really okay for cash. I appreciate all the tips and things that you guys give me, which is just a bonus, but I don't really care about asking you guys for your money or anything like that at all, okay? So, and I think the most important thing is to make sure you guys are self-motivated and you look up the things that you don't understand. And it starts off with something simple, such as if I'm talking about things like extensions or Fibonacci or RSI or MACD or candles or, you know, golden pocket. If every time there's a terminology that you guys don't understand, you write that crap down. You write that down because you need to Google it and you need to understand what we're talking about. Watch a lot of technical analysis videos. Tons of technical analysis videos. The best, I like this one the best. Like someone's asking about Elliot wave, okay? I like this visual guidebook the best. It's got a lot of pretty pictures in it as well, but it's very complicated, but it gives you a lot of realistic, real life scenarios of Elliot wave, and you can easily learn a lot from them. And another thing that you can even do is type in, you know, ABC correction, right? Go to Google, type in something like ABC correction, just go to images and literally just go through each one. Just keep going to next, keep going to next. Just keep looking at different variations of ABC, and eventually it'll become nailed down, right? Go through every single picture, and the next thing you might want to do is go to ABCDE correction, and you're like, okay, cool, this is what a symmetric triangle is. It's a 3-3-3-3-3 pattern as well. And just keep going through it like that. And next thing you might want to do, just to get more ideas, is okay, let's go through WXY corrections as well, right? WXYs are really complicated, right? And just keep going through each one until you really understand every single one. And that's how you learn, right? So you first of all make sure you can speak the language. If you don't know how to speak the language, well, thank you very much, Huiz. I really appreciate that, Mr. Canadian. I'm Canadian too, Huiz Guo. I'm Canadian. I love Canada. I love Canada so much. You should come over sometimes. We should have some moose jerky. We should build an igloo. Have some bud. We'd have some bud. We smoke some really good BC Kush, you know. Oh yeah, Canadians. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. I'm poor, but you're quality. Thank you, Frank. That's, you know, if I had a webcam, I'm setting up my webcam, guys, and I'm gonna set up my webcam for you. I'm gonna be shirtless. I'm gonna add a little bit of pornography to my streaming sessions. I think I'm gonna call it, guys. I'm getting a little bit tired. I'm gonna go back to bed. You know, when you work for yourself as a trader, and I really hope that you guys get there too one day, just take my advice and start Googling every terminology that you guys don't understand, okay? Like, Google every terminology that you don't understand, and make sure you guys are always trying to use other people's technical analysis as reference to what you will believe as well. You don't want to do that. You don't want to change it to a log to draw your triangle, okay? Because it's on a daily chart. If you were on a weekly chart looking at it for a very long time, maybe you'd want to do that, right? But I don't really want to, it just doesn't make sense to a lot of traders to draw on a log chart like that. Wow, thank you very much for the tip. I really appreciate that. Nice work, Phil. Keep making this interesting video. I like your cursing a lot live. Don't stop for someone else. I won't. I definitely won't. Okay, guys, I'm going to head back to bed. I really appreciate all the help and support you guys have given me, and I'll be sure to live stream a lot more from now on. I feel really bad for having to go, but I'm super tired. It's about 4 in the morning, but I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of direction with where we could possibly be going in the next few hours. And I think that we're going to make a slight correction up before we decide where the actual bottom is. So have yourselves a great night, guys, and thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate all of you, and I hope that you've enjoyed my live stream and my new kind of style as well, okay? So I will be dreaming of you, baby whales, okay? So make sure you guys also follow up on BitConnect, all right? Add BitConnect to your watch list. So make sure you guys follow up with what's up, BitConnect. Hey. Good night, guys. Take care. Bye now.